The idea came from a story that I read. A gentleman who has an intellectual disability who had taken the bus from one family member's house to another in another state many times. He took the bus to go from one family member's house. The bus made an unscheduled stop. He got off and got back on, but got back on the wrong bus. Family started looking for him. He started just making day-to-day living on the streets. And it took one woman 8 years later to take a picture of him, and 24 hours later he was home. In the middle of the night one night, I went, oh, we need an alert system like the Amber Alert. And over the next week, kind of mulled around over it and decided to call it the Care Alert after the Bikers Who Care, an organization here in town that raises money for people with disabilities. And called Joe Pitts, my state representative, one evening and said, got an idea.
And she began to talk about the need to have a Care Alert program. She began to explain where we would set aside a special group of citizens where if they were missing, their family members could report them to law enforcement and send out a Care Alert, much like we have the Amber Alert. And those three particular groups, senior citizens, those who have a physical, developmental, or intellectual disability, or those who have an early diagnosis of dementia, to provide those families with some measure of comfort. It gives them the opportunity to go to the head of the line should their family member be missing or not be where they're supposed to be, that they can have an entry into law enforcement.
Me, as the mother of a 24-year-old son with autism, knowing that the Amber Alert, because when they turn 18, we celebrate. They've made all of these milestones. They're graduating from high school, they're moving on into adult life, but then in the back of your mind, for a mother, you're like, but the Amber Alert doesn't work. What if they, what do I do? And so you're literally making a list of emergency type procedures in the back of your mind of what you need to do just in case. And this alleviates all of those lists. It takes them all away, knowing that there is an alert system where other people can immediately get the information and bring their loved one home. People with disabilities are everywhere, and now that they are getting out into our communities and are becoming a part of everyday life with everyone else, these situations are going to happen. I pray the Care Alert never has to be used because I don't want anybody to be missing. But I also know that it can bring home someone who may not have gotten that opportunity to come back home otherwise.
And the message to law enforcement is please help us spread the word among deputy sheriffs and police officers and others who are out helping to find these people.
Hopefully it will go from Tennessee to Kentucky to Illinois to California to Alaska and Hawaii. I would love to see it throughout the nation. Because it's not just a Tennessee problem to have someone with a disability go missing.
Just be alert and be ready, because when a Care Alert is issued, it's a serious thing.